If you're traveling with kids, I've got the biggest travel hack for you parents. Check this. Walking through the airport in Bali with my girls, and honestly, it's easy to see that society isn't making it easy to feed ourselves or our family healthy foods, which can be the most challenging aspect of world travel. Not the flights, not the jet lag, not even traveling with twins, it's feeding them. Everywhere I look, it's sugar, beige food, plastic packaging, and kids' meals that are anything but food. And if you do find something remotely nourishing, it's eye-wateringly expensive, like you're being punished for trying to do the right thing. A banana costs more than a donut, water costs more than soda, fresh food is locked behind convenience, time and money. And it makes you realize something uncomfortable. Society really isn't set up to support parents who want to feed their children well. It's set up to wear you down when you're tired, when you're rushing, when your child is hungry now. That's when the worst options are the easiest. And then we're told that we're being too strict or making life harder than it needs to be, or better yet, it's just a treat. But feeding children well shouldn't feel rebellious, it shouldn't feel expensive, and it definitely shouldn't feel lonely. Because what we put into our children, especially when they're small, isn't about being perfect, it's about setting foundations. So yes, this part is hard, it's inconvenient, it takes planning, and sometimes it feels like you're swimming against the tide. But I remind myself every single time, even when others say that I'm extreme, this is care, and my children are worth the effort. So for now, I'll continue to wake up extra early and cook their favorite foods, pack them, and make sure that we're prepared for every single flight. I'm still surprised by how many people don't realize that you can definitely carry food on the plane. So I'm going to show you everything that I made. Babes, this bag is definitely over 7 kilos, and when we were checking in, the man said he needed to weigh it. I was like, oh no, it's just their food, babes, we're going to eat now. And luckily he did not put it on the scale. But let me show you everything that's inside to make my trip very peaceful as we leave Bali and we head to our new destination for a 9.5-hour flight with twins. And when I tell you say it's easy, watch and see. Preparing my food for a flight is as standard as me checking in online. I always keep it simple and familiar. On this flight, I brought mangosteen, papaya, longan, dragon fruit, some sautéed green beans, roast chicken, and even a veg curry. Nothing fancy, just real food. I started doing this years ago, as soon as my girls were eating real food, because I couldn't bring myself to rely on plain food for them. When you actually look at what's in most in-flight meals, the preservatives, the stabilizers, the emulsifiers, the flavor enhancers, it's a long way from food made to nourish and grow bodies. The ingredient list consists of so many things that I would never feed my kids on the ground, so I certainly wasn't going to feed them at 30,000 feet in the air, babes. Also, airplane food is heavily salted because at that altitude our taste buds are dulled, so extra salt and additives are added just to make the food taste like something. But what that means is more sodium, more inflammation, more thirst, and more discomfort, especially for little people. At home, I don't use a microwave, so I had to ask myself, why would I suddenly be comfortable eating food that's been cooked days ago, chilled, stored, and reheated in the sky? It just didn't make sense to me. At first, I cooked purely for my children. I wanted them regulated, nourished, calm. I wanted to avoid sugar spikes, hunger, meltdowns, and then that wired, crashed feeling mid-flight. But somewhere along the way, something shifted. I realized I actually prefer my own food on flights too, so then it became a family affair. I feel better, I'm not bloated, I'm not desperately thirsty, I don't feel sluggish and inflamed. And there's the other benefit people don't talk about. I don't have to wait. I don't have to wait for flight attendants to start their in-flight service before I can feed my children. I'm not watching the trolley crawl down the aisle while my girls get hungrier by the minute. I'm not negotiating snacks. I'm not saying soon over and over again. Our food is ready when we are. I've carried food on every single flight, short, long haul, domestic, international, and yes, people always say, is that even allowed? Well, babes, it is. I even carried food into Australia. And here's the rule people don't know exists. If you have leftovers, just simply declare them. You're not sneaking anything, you're being honest. Fresh fruit, cooked vegetables, cooked meat are all allowed depending on the destination and the rules. And declaring food is never a problem. It's when you don't declare it that it is. but honestly, we very rarely have leftovers. For young children especially, bringing food on flights is one of the most powerful tools you have. Familiar food keeps them calm, protein keeps them full, fiber keeps digestion moving, stable blood sugar keeps emotions regulated. It turns a flight from something you survive into something you can actually move through peacefully. A few practical tips if you want to do this yourself. Stick to foods that your child already eats well. Choose things that they can hold up at room temperature for a few hours. Pack foods that can be eaten cold. Use leak-proof containers and always pack more than you think you'll need. And remember, this isn't about perfection, it's about being prepared. Once you do it a few times, it becomes second nature. You'll stop relying on what is being offered. You'll stop feeding at the mercy of airport food and airline schedules. You get to take control. When started as something that I did for my girls, it's quietly become something that I do for myself too. And honestly, I could not imagine flying any other way. I do hope that this travel hack is helpful, and let me know if on your next flight you'll be packing your own food too, because trust me, it is an absolute game changer. Here's to peaceful travel, new adventures. My darling, you're welcome.